Hi guys, it's Amy. Welcome to Strength Reversed. I hope your new year is off to a great start. Today is day 4 of the 31 days of tarot for 2020. And the prompt today is the most used tarot decks of the decade. I'm going to combine this with day 22, which is the top 5 tarot decks of the decade. And when I watched the original prompt video, which I'll link below, that Ethony made, the distinction was clear to me, but it's not so clear anymore, and I only have so many decks to talk about, so I'm going to combine those, and then I'm going to skip day 23, which is the top 5 Oracle decks. So these are the decks that I have used the most in 2019. No, the decade. And I did go through all of my decks, and I have other decks that I've used, and maybe I went through a chunk of time where I used a certain deck for a while, but I'm just gonna make it the decks that I have absolutely used the most over the last 10 years. The first one, well, I don't know. I wouldn't say I've used that. I'm rethinking here. Let me just go with, of course, my Robin Wood. And it doesn't matter if you ask me a year ago or 10 years ago, this is my most used deck. It is, just a familiar friend. I've said this a gazillion times. I love this deck. It is my deck BFF. Okay. The next deck, I have a whole slew of Rider-Waite-esque decks. So, of course, the Radiant Wise Spirit. Now, I just got this this year, in 2019, but I've used it quite a bit. And I should have gotten my just plain old Rider-Waite-Smith with the plaid back. That's been used a lot. Also, my Universal Waite has been used a lot. And actually in 2019, what's been used a lot is my cheap-ass Halloween store knockoff Universal Waite. I think I'm going to quit buying the Halloween store decks. I don't know. It's super cheap. It stays in my purse in a little bag, and I get really good readings from it, but I'm afraid it's a knockoff, or it's just somehow not on the up and up. But I love it anyway. The next deck that I've used the most this decade is my Tarot of the Weird. This is a Victorian Gothic deck. Here's my Temperance card for this year. I love all things Victorian and Edwardian and kind of a little bit dark and creepy. Here's that fabulous death card. Yeah, so I really love that deck. I think there are other decks I could have included here, but yeah. Another deck that I've used a lot over the decade is my Montero. I love this deck. It's really large, and I just love the colors and the bold pictures. If you are someone who's into astrology, this is a fabulous deck for that, because everything is lined up according to astrology. And she has a big chart that you can lay the cards out, in according to the stars. So this is a weird deck because it has a lot of colonial images, colonial America images, Native Americans images. It has a little bit of everything. A lot of Egyptian images. And I am interested in her Egyptian deck as well. Here's Narcissus. I like that. Ancient Greek images. It's a lot. It's different. I like it. I am going to include something, ironically, that is an oracle deck. Sort of, I guess. It's just a little, I guess, affirmations kind of deck, which I have had, and I rediscovered it a couple of times over the last decade, and I've been using it a little bit lately, even though I'm not an oracle gal. It's a 52 card deck. You probably have seen it. I hate the title, Crazy Sexy Love Notes. I roll, but I love the deck. This is the card I got yesterday, Accept Compliments. It's just that I love the feeling of this deck. It's super thick and matte and velvety and yummy. And it has really cute images. Trust your intuition. Say you're sorry. Choose love. For a while, I kept getting Spruce Up Your Nest, which is about like fixing up your household and environment, which is cool because that's what I'm working on this year. Anyway, I guess those are my most used of the decade. I don't know. I'm really bad at remembering stuff like that. I have other decks that I've used, and I mean, maybe I went through a long spell a couple years ago where I'd use a certain deck that I didn't show you, but yeah, whatever. Anyway, if you ask me in 10 more years, it would probably be the exact same video. But anyway, thanks guys. Like or subscribe. I will link Ethony's video in the description, and I'm enjoying watching everyone's video. I have to go back to school on Monday. Excuse me while I start crying, but I won't have as much time, but I'm planning for time. I'm putting time in my, not just spiritual planner, but my whole life planner, because I'm going to stop compartmentalizing. Okay, thanks guys. I'm enjoying your videos. I'll see you next time.